Hello and welcome to a new training video. This video will specifically be a more in-depth look on Amazon seller research, seeing their stores, analyzing their data, and finding new items to dropship. We will be talking about Amazon Prime and online arbitrage in the future. At the moment, we're specifically talking about third-party merchants and how to analyze their store to find items. These are the rules that you want to work by. Under 500 items, preferably under 500 items. If you sort right here by items, smallest to largest, you'll see all the sellers who have under 500 items. Now, of course, you can go a little bit above, but honestly, I do not want you to go into the store that has more than 1,000 items, because that means that you need to go through 1,000 items before you're done with that seller's research. That could take a very, very long time. So it's easier to start from the bottom with the sellers who have smaller amounts of items in their stores. Now, what does matter, but not as much, is if their feedback is over 90%, listed right here. You want to ignore Amazon Prime items because we're going to be drop shipping. So Amazon Prime is not drop shipping. Just to give you an example, this would be a great and fantastic item to drop ship. And the reason why, let's go ahead and search for that. Have it on Home Depot and Costco. On Costco, it's the cheapest. On Costco, you'd actually need a membership login to see this price. Let me know if you need that login information so you can see this price. It's $999. On Home Depot, it's $1,060. So it's a little bit more expensive on Home Depot. But it's basically $1,000. Now our typical markup, for Home Depot at least, is $1,000 times 1.18. So $1,180 is most likely what we would pay for this item right here, which means we're going to make a hefty $100 to $200 profit margin on this item. As you can see, there is no Amazon Prime logo, no Amazon shipping. It means that these are being drop shipped. And if you pay close attention to the delivery time, this person is going to deliver in 13 days to almost 30 days, so 2 weeks to a month. This person is going to be delivering in 6 days to 2 weeks. So people might actually end up purchasing from this person because of their shipping timeline. Something important to note is nobody has 2-day shipping. Everybody is at least 5 days shipping timeline, which is an indicator of a dropshipper. You don't need to pay as close attention to the shipping as you might think. The number one rule is, does this make profit? The number two rule is avoid Amazon Prime. So this is what Amazon Prime looks like right here. Amazon Prime logo means that it'll be shipped by an Amazon warehouse or Amazon.com, or sometimes even this person, Reliable Marketplace, might have an Amazon Prime badge right here, which means this person sent their items, their products, into Amazon.com, into their warehouse, and Amazon is shipping them quickly and efficiently and doing the customer service on behalf of them. We're going to be avoiding all Amazon Prime items over the course of this training video. So what will we be actually focusing on? That's what we'll go ahead and talk about right now. So this is the seller's spreadsheet right here. You'll see the username. You'll see their feedback percentage. Let me go ahead and open up a link. That way you know exactly what I'm talking about. This right here should most likely be a good seller here. As you can see, right away you get an Amazon Prime logo. That means that they have it in the Amazon warehouse, as we just discussed. So your job is to scroll down as far as you can until you do not see Amazon Prime anymore. Rule of thumb, same thing with our other stores. You want the products to be over $94. If they're not over $94, they are products that we do not want to continuously drop ship because the profit margins are too small per item. All of these items are actually very small, so you would simply move on to the next seller and hopefully find some better items. Something to note, if they don't have a lot of reviews, such as 7, 7, 17, these are probably new drop shippers, and they would almost always are the best ones to get items from. Now, if they have a high amount of reviews, like 682 or 507, that means they're very experienced. Experienced dropshippers are a lot harder to get items from. So right here, I already know that this is a profitable item, so let's go ahead and open that one up in a new window. Most of these are actually web restaurant items. How would I know? Because this is Kukash, and it's a web restaurant source. And the reason it says web restaurant source is because originally how we found this seller was by clicking on this item. When a side note, by the way, when you're in somebody's store and you click on an item, if you have these two apps installed, these two apps would be AMZ Scout Quick View, free to download. Just type in AMZ Scout Quick View extension into Google, and then when you're in Google, you simply go to chrome.google, that extension, and simply download it. Same thing for Keepa, for the Keepa graph. Keepa Chrome extension. Keepa Chrome extension is this beautiful graph right here. When you sort it down to month, and you have new third-party FBM, which is a dropshipper. You do not need third-party FBA, which is the Prime logo, or the orange triangle. You need the blue square, which is right here. So when you hit the month icon, you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sales in the past month. So if this item is profitable, you could sell up to 6 items in a month. And that's information that we'll be putting on the spreadsheet. But when you are in the seller's store and you open up this item, it only shows this seller for whatever reason. In order to get more sellers, you're going to simply come over here. It's the second item, offers from other sellers, and you're going to click that, and then all of the other sellers will magically pop up. So now we see all of the other sellers. We could actually go open up all of their stores if this item is profitable and proven to be profitable. We'll open up their stores. We'll copy their information to this seller's list over here. We'll copy the percentage of reviews, how many reviews there were, go to their storefront, select this link, copy the link over here, and then we'll select how many items they have. We'll document how many items they have, and now we have a new seller to dropship from. So I'll close all those windows. That's basically what you would do, is open all the windows for anybody over the profitable price. Now, of course, as in the history in the past for researching eBay, if you have done any eBay research for me yet, you will know it's relatively easy to find these items online. Method number 1 will be to click on the image, Google search the image. Method number 2 on Amazon, which is actually pretty easy, is to highlight the title. Method number 3 is to highlight all of these bullets. And method number 4 is to go down to the description down here if they have other photos or other text or model numbers, if you type in model number. But it doesn't have a model number for this. Not always do they have model numbers on Amazon, as it's not required. So once you type this in, I already know that it's a web restaurant store item, so we're just going to look for web restaurant store, and we're going to find it right away. And look at that, we found the item. The image looks a little bit different on web restaurant store. That's why you are seeing a slight difference here. But you still want to make sure that it is the correct item that you're looking at. So you're going to visit all of the sources just to make sure. I'm not going here because this is in Browse, and it's in Kitchen and Dining, Serverware. This is going to be a vague listing. So when you click on this, it's going to show a lot of items, not just the one that you're looking for. So this is a Google image search. You're going to scroll down to pages that include the matching image. It's going to have a algorithmic hash of every pixel, and then averages every pixel into the center into a gigantic number. similar to this number up top. And when that number pushes out an output, you get only specific results of websites that actually contain that image. And for whatever reason, this image is actually not contained, so this dropshipper is kind of clever. But this is actually the item in the end, once you find it. If you're not sure, you could always type it into Web Restaurant to see if there are any other possibly similar items. We can see that these two are similar, but you get the metal stand right there. That's the only difference. That one's circular. All of these are totally different shapes. So this is indeed the right item. So now it's pretty simple and straightforward. You're going to go to the spreadsheet, as we've done before in the past, copy the Amazon product name. It's not as important as eBay because keywords do not matter on Amazon. You're going to go to new and used and see how many sales have happened in the past month for the blue squares, which would be new third party fulfilled by merchant. Emphasis on new. Not used, not refurbished, only new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we type in 6. The price on Amazon is $89.94. The link for Amazon, we can go ahead and link this right here. That is to say, we could link this main page, or we could link this page. This page actually has our sellers, it has the lowest price, it has the keepograph. This is the most important page to link. What's the source price? It is not $40.93 because that's if you buy two. If you buy one, it's $44.99. So we're going to add one to cart, $44.99, and now we need a link to the source. So this is the link. But before you finish, you actually need to go to cart and you need to verify there is no shipping for this item. Now if there's shipping, you need to include it into the price. And lo and behold, there is $12.81 shipping. So you need to change this so it says equals source price plus $12.81 is the shipping price. And once you change that, the profit will change over here. So just to give you an example, the profit changed by about $10, $12. There we are. So UPC MPN. You're going to see that in the cart for Web Restaurant Store at least. You're going to see that in the cart at Home Depot also. And some other websites might have a UPC number or a model number or an internet number, either in the URL or in the listing itself. We can copy this, or we can go to the listing and see the item number right here. So we're going to input the item number there. Keywords no longer matter. Eventually this spreadsheet will just not have this column. Instead of the username, what we're going to do is we're going to actually be including a link to their store. So right here. Actually, we don't need that anymore. We can actually put the username here just for documentation purposes in the future. There we are. Over 50 is still pretty important, but not that important to document. And then of course, it is important to put the date that you've done your research right there. And then you're finished with one listing. That one listing could potentially make us $146 per month if we are the lowest price in a listing. And just to give you a friendly heads up, I've actually sold this item 3 times in the past month. So it says Misora, but I've actually sold the item myself, and that's not my username. That's interesting. It doesn't even show up. In the past month. Oh, very interesting. Doesn't even show up. But I definitely have sold this item. Actually, you know what? I believe it was on eBay. So I haven't sold this one yet, most likely because I am not the lowest price. I need to be $89.94 or lower. So I'll go ahead and make sure I change that. And to keep a note, the item price that you're going to be adding is always the lowest price, because it's very rare that somebody will come to this page and actually look to see who's going to ship it faster. What actually matters on Amazon, $89.94, is 90% of the time the lowest price, $89.94. Amazon does not show the customers the product that will arrive the fastest. They're going to show the customers the cheapest product. So whoever has the lowest price tends to get the Amazon buy box, and the buy box means here's that person's item, and you can click buy now or add to cart. So that is why it's very important to have the lowest price on Amazon. And if that lowest price is not profitable and it's not over 5%, then we would simply skip that item. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and close that out. Close that out. Now when we're looking, there's 120 items and only 16 items per page. So we're going to actually have to open up all of these items. A faster and more efficient way to do it, if you'd like to know, would be to open up all the items. This would be a slow method. Alright, so you can have all these items open. Your computer will slow down. It needs to load every page. You need to click every page again. Or here is a second method that is much, much faster. So here's the industrial 3-pack. Only one person is selling this item. That's very interesting. Nope, several people are actually selling this item. So again, you would copy all of these sellers. If it's a new seller, you want to double check and make sure it is a new seller before you add them in. So the seller spreadsheet, Control F to find, and we do already have this seller. They're not documented as web restaurant store, so I'm going to go ahead and pop that in right there, and we would not add that specific seller. Now, the trick that I'm talking about is right here. So, when you're in Amazon, the Amazon ASIN is what really matters. After you document this data and all of these items and you find out if it's profitable or not, the next thing that you're going to do is simply go to the next item. The Amazon ASN will automatically pop up if you have AMZ Scout Quick View. This is a free app, and all this information will automatically pop up. How many fulfilled by merchant sellers, how many FBA sellers, etc., etc. You'd simply copy paste the Amazon ASIN number, paste it over here, and guess what? This exact same page pops up, but with your next item. This saves you 2 or 3 clicks, page load time. It works much, much faster doing it this way. Also, another technique, I don't want you to do this all the time, but you can see that Amazon.com or Amazon FBA is selling it. Amazon Warehouse, a used returned item, is being sold by Amazon. Fulfilled by Amazon, merchant fulfilled right here, or fulfilled by merchant, a drop shipper at the very end. This one is only a drop shipper. There are 6 drop shippers in competition on that item. There's 2 drop shippers in competition on this item. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this item, because I have a feeling this is going to help explain some madness for you. Now, it's possible this item costs $5 or $6 on Web Restaurant Store, and these ship 10 or 20 of these items into Amazon. How many ever sell per month? Usually, that's how they do the math. And they sell these items through Amazon. Let's go ahead and check and see if we could find this item real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, so we found the item, and of course it is a web restaurant item. Now, how are we going to verify that it is the correct item? There is no model number that we could verify on this listing. Emphasis on model number. There is no model number. So what we could do is we can go by diameter. Control F on the source page, paste diameter, and we see that it's 5 inches by 3.5 inches. And there we go. That is the exact same item here on Web Restaurant Store. It is, as predicted. I did not know this going into it, by the way. I had no idea. It is $5. Now, technically, if you send it into Amazon, you will break even at profit at about $15, maybe a little bit less. So they're making 100% ROI is what I like to say, even though they do need to cover shipping costs. So let's go ahead and go here and find out what shipping costs would be, just so I could explain Amazon FBA to you real quick. So currently, it's $4.99. To purchase one item, it is $19.06. So these people, $23 times 0.85, which would be a 15% Amazon fee structure that Amazon will take out in fees. So 0.85 will give us the remaining total, $19.55. So they're making 50 cents. These people are not too smart. They're not making very much money. So it's really bad to compete with these people. It might be a wise choice to compete with this person. They might not sell enough in Amazon FBA though. The item does not look like it's too popular either. If you go to the month chart, only 2 have been sold, 1 in Amazon FBA. Most likely you'd have to buy this item in bulk. As you can see here, that is not $5 like it promised us. So if we put in a quantity of 10, that price might change a little bit with the shipping price. So if you divide that 65.70 by 10, your new price would be $6.50. That's not too bad. What about 20? If you purchase 20 items, it'd be $5.93, basically $60. So if you could sell enough items in a month, that would be a wise investment to buy these and send them into Amazon FBA. That's exactly what this person did. So it's actually good to document these sellers as well, because he made a good business decision. Instead of competing with these people, he bought it at a lower price and he's sending it to Amazon FBA, so Amazon will sell it and do the customer service for him. In my opinion, he's not too smart because there have been sales in the past, but it's tapering down to only 1 per month. So in that portion, he's not too smart. Let's go ahead and go over to the sellers list and see if we could find him on the sellers list. And look, we do have him on the sellers list. He is a web restaurant store seller. He does have an Amazon Prime item. Does he have anything else besides Amazon Prime? Is he not a drop shipper at all? Let's go ahead and look and verify that. It looks like he is a drop shipper also. There are items that are fulfilled by merchant on here. Most are Amazon Prime, but he does have drop shippable items. So in the future, when you're documenting sellers, if they have an Amazon Prime item in their store, just one, you do want to document them as Prime right here. So in the future, if we want to sort by Prime, now we have a list of top tier sellers that we could actually go and verify. As long as they have under 500 items, we can go verify all their Prime items and see if maybe we could find profitable Prime items with a 100% ROI. 100% ROI, by the way, is basically what we see in the web restaurant store item. So if we spend $6, then you need to times that price by 3. So 6 times 3 would be $18. He's selling it for $16. So we'd have to look at the fee structure to see if we're going to be getting the same amount of profit. Because by the way, $18, and Amazon typically takes out 30%, so 0.7, and then it costed us $6. So we would make $6.60 after we pay for the original product and after Amazon takes their fees, which means we're making a 100% return on our investment. Technically, it's a 110% return on our investment, 1.1. So that information will be explained in another video. I just wanted to let you know what these Amazon Prime items are, and when you see them reoccurring, you do want to at least document the seller so we get the seller's information in the future. So if we want to expand into Amazon Prime, we have a lot of sellers to examine their stores and just simply buy the items that they've purchased. So moving forward, you just simply copy paste all of the Amazon ASINs into that window that you should have kept open, and you just keep checking them and checking them and checking them, and then whenever you find find an item that does appear to have a profit margin, you simply bring it into this spreadsheet here. And by the way, when you find an item that has profit margin, let's go ahead and pull this up because I know Avant Co. is a web restaurant store item, and I know that this is for sure drop shipped. I'm going to search by the title because I see that it says the brand name and the model number and 11 quart right there. So most likely it's going to pop up as it does right here. You want to make sure that over here it's the right color and it's the right size, 11 quart, not 14 quart. It is 11 quart. 5303, we're going to add it to cart just to make sure that there is no extra shipping on there. There we are, add it to cart. We're going to remove the other item from the cart and see what the price is. So the price with shipping. So the price would be $55 for web restaurant. The markup, as you see here on the seller's list, web restaurant, the markup is 1.22 when you do your mathematical equation. So 55 times 1.22 would be 67.10. But they're shipping. So at this point, you're going to add shipping plus 12.81. So the break even is 79.91. How much are they selling this item for? We're going to see how many other sellers there are. So we're going to round up to $80, by the way. In the past month, people have sold for $83. So people are making about a $3 profit margin. 83, 83, 83, and 83. So people are definitely making bare minimum profit margins on this item. He's selling it for $120, but this person is selling it for $83, basically. So the profit margins might not be that great. If it's $3 divided by 84, that is less than 5%, and we would not be adding this item to our list. And notice I didn't even input data into here. I just did the simple math beforehand. That way I don't input this and this and this and this and this, and then come to find out the profit and the profit percentage is too low. It's better to do the math right here. It only takes but just a moment. You already have these windows open, so just do 55 times 1.22 plus 12.81 shipping, and you see it's 79.91. Just round up to $80. Is this over $80? 83.35. It is, but $3.35 divided by 84, it's not enough. It's only 3.9%, which is below 5%, and we're just going to skip this item. However, you could always add these sellers because these sellers are selling at a higher profit margin. And if they're selling at such a high profit margin, it could be possible that other items in their store are high profit margin, but there's nobody else competing with them. So it could be true to say that this seller is not bad, they're actually really good, and some of their items will actually be much higher in price, way up here, and be making a lot more profit. You don't know for sure, but that's why we always want to document the sellers and check and scan their stores. I don't believe I left anything out. There are a lot of details, of course, in the eBay dropshipping research course, research videos. If you have any questions, those are good resources to go to if I'm not able to answer, but it's pretty straightforward. You simply go into the seller's store, you open the item, and then once you have the item open, you simply keep copy pasting the next Amazon ASIN number up here, and you just keep checking all of the other sellers here. Okay, there's more sellers. Let's go ahead and go on to the next item here. It's going to be this item. Change out the Amazon ASIN number, and there we go. We can go ahead and add all of these sellers, and we can go ahead and check to see if this item is available online to purchase to dropship. So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you found this very educational. I tried my best to keep it under half an hour, but I did try to only include valuable information. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, or of course, message me on Skype. And again, some really important information to follow is this markup. Last note. The overstock is different from everything else. These major retailers don't really offer coupons. Home Depot offers a coupon, so we save 6 to 7%. We save 6 to 7% on Target also. And we save a lot on Lowe's because there's a 10% coupon and more. And Overstock has 15% coupons and 5% cash back and many, many more things. So the best sources to source from are generally Lowe's, Web Restaurant, and Overstock. I would prefer an entire store of Lowe's items, but Web Restaurant is very good, and Overstock is okay too, but Overstock tends to run out of stock. Lowe's doesn't run out of stock as much, and Web Restaurant almost never runs out of stock. So I prefer, as you can see here, Web Restaurant store sellers, and that's what we're going to focus on primarily for the time being, because we will not have to update the quantities in the store as often. The items will not go out of stock, and customers will stay happy. So again, thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment down below or message me on Skype if you have any questions. Have a great day.